Sunday. You could hear the hoofbeats pound as they raced across the ground, and the clatter of the wheels as they spun round and round. And he galloped into Market Street, his badge upon his chest. His name was Ernie, and he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. Now Ernie loved a widow, a lady known as Sue. She lived all alone in Lily Lane at number 22. They said she was too good for him. She was haughty, proud and chic. But Ernie got his cocoa there 3 times a week. They called him Ernie. And he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. She said, I'd like to bathe in milk. And he said, all right, sweetheart. And when he'd finished work one night, he loaded up his cart. He said, do you want it pasteurised? 'Cause pasteurised is best. She said, Ernie, I'll be happy if it comes up to my chest. That tickled old Ernie. And he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. Now Ernie had a rival, an evil-looking man called 2-Ton Ted from Teddington, and he drove the baker's van. He tempted her with his treacle tarts and his tasty wholemeal bread. And when she saw the size of his hot mince pies, she really nearly turned her head. She nearly swooned at his macaroon, and he said, if you treat me right, you'll have hot rolls every morning and crumpets every night. He knew once she sampled his layer cake, he'd have his wicked way. And all Ernie had to offer was a pint of milk each day. Poor old Ernie. And he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. One lunchtime, Ted saw Ernie's horse and cart outside her door. He drove him mad to see it was still there at 4:30. And as he leapt down from his van, his hot blood through his veins did course, and went across to Ernie's cart and didn't half kick his horse, whose name was Trigger. And he pulled the fastest milk cart in the West. Now Ernie rushed out in the street, his gold top in his hand. He said, if you want to marry Susie, you'll fight for her like a man. Oh, why don't we play cards for her? He sneeringly replied. And just to make it interesting, we'll have a shilling on the side. Now Ernie dragged him from his van, and beneath the blazing sun, they stood there face to face, and Ted went for his bun. But Ernie was too quick. Things didn't go the way Ted planned, and a strawberry flavoured yoghurt sent it spinning from his hand. Now Susie ran between them and tried to get them apart. And Ernie, as he pushed her aside, a rock cake caught him underneath his heart. And he looked up in pained surprise, and a concrete hardened crust of a stale pork pie caught him in the left eye, and Ernie bit the dust. Poor Ernie. and he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. Ernie was only 92, he didn't want to die, and now he's gone to make deliveries in that milk round in the sky, where customers are angels and ferocious dogs are banned, and the milkman's life is full of fun in that fairy dairy land. But a woman's needs are manyfold, and soon she married Ted. But strange things happened on their wedding night as they lay there in their bed. Was the trees a rustling, or the hinges of the gates, or Ernie's ghostly gold tops are rattling in their crates? They won't forget Ernie, and he drove the fastest milk cart in the West. Ernie, he drove the fastest milk cart in the West.